Newark Debate is actually going to transform education in the entire city of Newark, school by school, and in fact classroom by classroom.
I've been in debate for about 12 years now, and I think it's been amazing because I went from being one of those students who were kind of lost and didn't really understand themselves to someone who was able to travel throughout high school and basically see the entire country.
We certainly believe in the Newark Debate Academy that each of our students has the propensity to change the world with their voice alone, and teaching those values to them is important.
We have about 50 schools that participate in the Newark Debate program, either through elementary and middle school or high school, or even some of our college debaters. We have a pretty wide range of students.
Now we're working on standardizing debate in the just regular curriculum for Newark Public Schools. What that looks like day to day is me going into the classrooms, helping facilitate those discussions with these teachers, writing out some of these lesson plans in a format that they can understand. We're teaching kids the fundamentals of marketing themselves, the art of conversation, facilitating difficult discussions, increasing their literacy skills.
And we follow them from middle school to high school to college, and it's through that entire process in which we train them and develop them into a debater.
The relationship between Rutgers University and the debate community in Newark, which is sort of the K through 12 community, started because of the commitment to making sure that we could create pathways for young people to take what they're learning as debaters, this idea of being a critical thinker, this idea of being able to be persuasive, this idea of being rational about the world in which you live in, into higher ed, and making sure that those pathways created those kind of opportunities specifically for debaters.
Debate is transformative for the individuals that it touches. So I think there are students who needed extra help in logical thinking or public speaking, or to get the courage to apply to law school, or to go out and to be a public advocate. And I think that is transformative.
A lot of our high school candidates are the most successful of our students. A lot of them are also not usually the greatest in terms of academics, but they come to Rutgers and not only do they shine as competitive debater, but they also shine academically.
We know that this is working because our high school debaters that eventually get into collegiate debate, whether it's at Rutgers University Newark or colleges of their choosing throughout this country that actually have debate, we know that they're competing at very, very high levels.
We've won all types of tournaments. In the college level, we've captured national championships. At the high school level, we've qualified to all of the national tournaments, have been in late eliminations, and even won a majority of the tournaments at least once. But I believe that the success that we have is primarily in the community that we've built. I'm a good example of how the pipeline is effective because I was a middle school debater, I debated in high school, I debated in college.
While thanking the young people, there's one other person who's been here every night through all of the forums, who brought the young people to us, who serves as their advisor, their counselor, and we'd just like to offer him our special thanks. His name is Brent Ferrand, faculty advisor for the Newark High School debating team, and our special thanks to you and to the young people.
We showed up to our first state final tournament after 1 year of being an intramural club. And when I stepped up to register, the president of the league came up and looked at me and said, "What school?" And I said, "Newark Science High School." And he said, "Oh, what burned out building do you come from?"
It was kind of rocky because they didn't have a whole system, and the 70s was not as friendly to students of color. They had to overcome a lot of those hurdles and sort of make their voices known in spaces that were predominantly white spaces.
That was our introduction to the state league. We, by the way, took state championship and junior varsity policy debate that very first year that we entered, and then there were 20 succeeding state championships at the varsity levels.
He trained us just in such a focused manner. He encouraged us to research, to read, to learn more. Each of us navigated newspapers on a daily basis to learn what was going on in the world, to represent our cases as best as possible.
What he actually did was allow students to see that they were already smart.
My name is Roger Leon. The state of New Jersey compared to others.
That they were smart, that they were articulate, that their thinking matters, and that they could actually convince and compel other people, in particular a judge, to believe in them, to not look at color, and to see brilliance.
When I entered the debate team, it was clear that he was setting out to show that this body of human beings was incredibly worthy of all that was good and wonderful and just in the world.
Our mission has been for many decades to nurture thoughtful and ethical leaders who are steeped in the traditions of civic discourse.
There are scholarships that can send students to debate full rides, and honestly, if we can get more of our students to go to college and then get them to come back to the city, that would be amazing.
The Newark Debate Academy is actually in a pivotal moment in the organization's, development. We really need, to step up our support, step up the number of staff that we have. So I think that without support, we would try to do what we can, but I don't think we would be able to exist to the capacity that we do now.